Whoop. What's going on, y'all? It's your boy dropped 3 times, and we got the diddler himself. He got 50 months. So let's just see what this is about. We're gonna get straight to it. We do not like to wait. So I'm shocked. He got 50 months, but I'm also happy for him. Let's go.
Now, P. Diddy has officially been sentenced to 50 months in prison. The judge also hit him with a $500,000 fine and 5 years of supervised release. And because he's been in custody since September 2024, he'll get credit for time served. I want to have a conversation with you guys about this Diddy verdict. This video won't be too long. I'll go over the general stuff today, and then on Sunday, I'll drop a more in-depth breakdown of what happened before, during, and after the sentencing. So back in July, a New York jury acquitted Diddy of the most serious charges he was facing, racketeering and sex trafficking, but convicted him on 2 counts of transporting former girlfriends for prostitution. Heading into the sentencing, prosecutors asked for about 11
Damn, he still got hit with transporting his girlfriend for prostitution. That's crazy. That's crazy, man. And we still waiting on this Epstein list. I'm just saying.
years, while the defense pushed for just 14 months, basically time served, which meant Diddy would have walked free on the spot. Diddy's team argued he's not a danger. They highlighted his childhood trauma, his struggles with drug addiction, and the work he's done while detained. They even played an 11-minute video of him with his kids and while he was doing philanthropy work in the community. On top of that, his children spoke in court asking the judge to show mercy.
Honestly, I don't know what y'all think, but he might start a bad boy prison, hot boy prison edition. Fuck around. Fuck around.
Family, he had other advocates speaking up, including a Miami pastor, a fucking pastor, who told the judge, "Give him to us and we won't let you down." The pastor said no amount of time behind bars would change Diddy's condition and that he needed.
Can't stop, won't stop. The judge said, "Stop, sit your ass down, bro." They did Diddy crazy, man.
Opportunity to redeem himself. Now, interestingly enough, this was also the first time Diddy himself actually spoke in court. He apologized to Cassie and another woman known as Jane Doe, called his past actions disgusting, shameful, and sick, and admitted
He apologized to his girl. I believe he should apologize to Cassie for sure. Dragging it down the elevator, all type of shit ass, trying to run. Come here, bitch. Yeah, apologize.
his ways. In other words, he got lost in the sauce, and he blamed drugs for fueling his behavior, begged for mercy, and promised he'd never be violent again. The prosecution pushed back hard, saying Diddy minimized the abuse, that his victims are still living with the negative impact.
Man, victim my ass. All his victims rich. There's some rich ass victims, man. For real. What does this mean for Diddy business? What does y'all think does this mean for his business and his brand as a whole? When Diddy do get out of jail, because he got a lot of time served already.
Made on him and urged the court to see this as way more than just transportation for sex. When the judge spoke, he called Cassie Ventura and Jane brave survivors who gave a voice to women who feel powerless. Now, when the judge, Aaron Subramanian, was about to make a decision, he spoke on how he considered Diddy's influence and past good work, pointing out that Diddy has inspired communities, particularly black and brown communities worldwide, and said he was even impressed with the work he's done while locked up. But he also made it clear, Diddy abuses power and control over women he claimed to love. The judge also noted his entire history, from the murder of his father, to his family ties, to his achievements. But at the end of the day, he said accountability had to come first. And with that, the sentence was handed down. 50 months in prison, 4 years and 2 months. Along with the 50 months in prison, he was also fined $500,000 and has also been ordered 5 years of supervised release.
Now, I could say that's a cool ass verdict in my eyes. Cause all the other shit they trying to say he did, I knew that was bullshit. This is Diddy. Half of these motherfuckers would love to go to a Diddy party. And y'all think after Diddy get out, people not finna be kicking it with Diddy? I bet you people gonna be kicking it with Diddy. I bet you people gonna be kicking it with Diddy. So, you know what I'm saying? I bet you. He might even be covering for a bigger thing that's going on. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing about this. He could be the scapegoat for everything. And then, or this can go a lot of ways. They can use this to downplay his impact on hip hop because he does have a huge impact. But you know, doing this case is a lot of ways we can pick apart this. It could be the short sentence thing. Damn, some people gonna look at this and be like, damn, he only got 50 months. That shows he's still being protected by someone or something, right? Some people can be just, hey, he got the money for the protection. You know, just that's just what I think. But let's keep going with this video.
Here is that Diddy will get credit for time served. Since he's been behind bars since September 2024, he's already served about 13 months of that 50. That means his projected release date is late 2028, probably around November or December. However, keep in mind, for anyone who doesn't know, especially my international viewers,
Diddy got niggas in jail going to get him cheesecakes. Nigga dance for it.
can earn what's called good time credit. Basically, if they follow the rules, they can shave up to 54 days of their sentence each year. So with that in play, Diddy could potentially be released a little earlier than late 2028.
I seen an interview, somebody said they was locked up with Diddy and he got the whole jail swept because he kept complaining about it. And y'all know when Diddy complain, people gonna listen.
What a ride this has been. This has easily been one of the most covered cases in hip hop in a while. For a lot of people online, this has been treated like pure entertainment. The memes, the jokes about baby oil, the freak offs, but we can't forget reality. Most notably Cassie, who was in a relationship with Diddy for over 10 years, was one of the women who testified. Cassie went through things that no woman, or any person for that matter, should ever have to go through. And it's not just about her. There are multiple other women who came forward. All of them were negatively impacted by Diddy's actions and how he decided to move as a man.
Man, look, you could leave, man. Real talk. Real talk. You can always leave a situation, y'all. You know? But you know, some people don't even really care about him being sentenced or not. They been stopped fucking with Diddy. That's how a lot of people feel too. You know, and like we always say, this case can be covering up for another celebrity scandal going on. Who is a celebrity? A lot of celebrities in power right now. Trump is a celebrity in power, you know. So, you know, and I feel like the 5 years can be a time just to stack more cases on him later. You never know how this can turn out. You know, so hey, if that's all the time he got and he crying over that, that's crazy. I know people got way more time for lesser crimes.
I think a lot of the sensationalism around this case clouded just how serious it really was. There's a reason why Diddy was initially facing life in prison, and even after being acquitted of the worst charges, he was still looking at 20 years on the 2 counts he was convicted of, and now he's been sentenced to 50 months. What credit for time served? To me, that feels like a slap in the face to the people who've suffered because of him. A slap in the face to survivors of sexual assault.
Man, yes, it is. It's not no slap in the face. You all have people have to understand we are all grown adults. You know, this was a money grab, man. And this happens to all celebrities and people in power. I'm not saying people aren't guilty. Hella guilty shit going on. But at the end of the day, unless this nigga got a collar on around your neck that go off every time you go a certain amount of feet, or say something too loud, or say something you aren't supposed to say, or on your phone, ain't no way. Diddy had to pay Cassie 30 mil for slapping her ass up. Cool. 30 mil. You know what I'm saying? Still, that shit crazy. Y'all gotta watch these women. Y'all gotta watch these people. Y'all keep yourself around. P. Diddy, man, you gotta chill out on them parties, bro. I don't know what you into, but damn, bro.
Men or women who know how hard it is to stand up against someone powerful. Because make no mistake, Diddy was and is a man with extreme power and wealth. He used his fame, his money, and his position to control the people around him and the
I
work
mean, who don't use their fame, money, and position to control the people around them? Who don't use it for that? If you got money, power, and fame, you're not using it. You know what I'm saying? It's how you use it for sure, but you're supposed to use that to gain more and use it to leverage yourself and build yourself. But yeah, he wrong. And if he definitely, that video I seen, definitely wrong. But having freak offs, 1,000 things of baby oil, how is he wrong for all that shit? All the celebrities, all your favorite celebrities was there. I promise you that. Everybody know what a Diddy party is. Everybody know. You ain't never met one person or one celebrity who didn't know, even if they say they didn't go. You know, everybody know what's going on.
way possible. Yes, he changed a lot of lives for the better as well. He put people on. He invested into the culture and his own community. That's real, but at the same time, he used those riches and fame to exploit and abuse people, including someone he claimed to love. It's sad to say that the legal system doesn't really protect victims like that. And in this case, I don't think that 50 months is anywhere close to enough for the pain and suffering Diddy caused. However, Diddy could have, of course, not been held accountable for the more serious 3 counts since he
Look, I feel like 4 years is just enough, man. I feel like I can't agree with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? You gotta understand when you ain't been outside enough to be giving verdict and when these verdicts people be trying to pass judgment on people, it's more so like, have you done anything in your life? Have you even been out? Have you did anything, or are you just a person who sit around watching people do things? Take that into accountability before you judge anybody. But that's just my take on the Diddy series. It's crazy. Is he only got 50 months? He getting out soon. So and then he got good behavior too, so he might even get out sooner than that. So hey, let's just shave 108 days off. So hey, it's your boy Drop 3 times. Like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. I'm out.